So let's talk about how we could maybe set up a string variable so that we could have our computer remember some information, some data that is a word or phrase, and then print it out later or output it, do something with it later. So if I'm looking at my Java program, I'm going to start by setting up a string variable. So I'll tell my computer string. That did not turn purple, but it is a keyword. So that is not the name of my variable. That's me telling my computer, hey, I'm going to be creating a variable here, and it's being used to store a string value. So I'll call it name. And then I can even set that equal, or I can assign a value to it. So I'll say string name equals hello. Oh, that's not a good name. Let's do Xavier. There. Now name has a value. So let's just get rid of some of that old code, and let's bring up that name. So notice how now if I use the word name, it will print out whatever is stored in that variable. So I'm going to run this program and see what happens. A message dialog box pops up and it says Xavier, because that is the value that's being stored in name. Now if I wanted to get fancy, I could put in something else in front of that. For example, in quotation marks, I could say your name is, and then use a plus sign. This plus sign right here says I want this string to appear and I want this string to appear next to it. So now if I run that program, I see my message dialog box appear, and this time it says your name is Xavier. And all of the same rules apply that we learned before. I can put in a backslash here. And now I bet you can guess what this is going to do. Brings up a message dialog box, only this time it says your name is, and then the next line says Xavier. If I don't put anything after that word is, like I can put in a whole bunch of spaces before that plus sign and my computer will ignore all of those. But if I don't put any space after that S in is, now what happens is my dialog box says your name is, and then Xavier gets printed right away. So the spaces only count if they're inside of those quotation marks. So that's how you can store information into a string variable and you can recall it later. So let's have a conversation with our computer now.